We've uncovered how the case began, how investigators unearthed the truth buried deep in the dirt behind a quiet Albany home, and how a confession spoken straight to our cameras changed everything. But the story is far from over. Now we look ahead to what happens next inside the courtroom. So beyond the headlines, beyond the chants and the finger pointing, we're here to ask what's really happening inside New York's prison and what needs to change. These numbers here tell two stories. On one hand, Albany has made progress in the last 5 years since gun violence spiked dramatically in 2020. One of them had a knife and stabbed the other one multiple times. And there is video of this that I watched, begging the question, are New York's animal cruelty laws strong enough to protect animals, or are abusers slipping through the cracks? I sat down with a panel of voices. We start with the family's heartbreak after a murder-suicide on Myrtle Avenue in Albany. Are police saying anything about what led up to the shooting? This incident began with clear mental health concerns. Biagio Koval wasn't wanted by police or anything. He didn't commit any crimes. He just needed help. So there are still a lot of questions to how a mental health call turned into a deadly police shooting and whether a different approach could have changed the outcome. Considering he was paranoid that the police were after him, was there a discussion had about how visible police presence might escalate paranoia in this specific case?
Yeah. Last one.
In one of the documents released by the GOP last week, the name Schumer appears in one of the list of names. Epstein sent himself, titled List for Steve Bannon. Any reason to believe this is you?
It's not.
We'll be tracking the results live, so join us at 10 and 11. But coming up at 7, we'll hear how these candidates plan on tackling another top issue, public safety. Dorsey Pleers joining me live now, fresh off of her Democratic primary win in the race for Albany mayor. First off, congratulations.
Thank you.
What do you think is the message that voters sent tonight by choosing you? It's the on-camera confession that shocked the Capital Region and made national headlines, and it could become one of the key pieces of evidence in the case against Lawrence Krauss. But how might that exclusive interview with CBS6 shape what happens in the courtroom? This on-camera confession, this has been viewed, millions of times from people, not just here in the Capital Region, but across the nation. If this case goes to trial, how would that influence the case in picking, jurors, not to mention, where they have the trial? First tonight at 6, an unsanctioned correction officer strike across New York State is over.
To go to.
Nice, so keeping everyone safe this
Absolutely.
summer. Thank you, John. Thank you for being on our show this morning. I did a ride-along in a plow, and it's very impressive how they can maneuver all these different levers while driving.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot going on with some of those.
These aren't just one-time hikes. Increases are set to follow the next 2 years. So by the end of 2028, it's estimated that you could be paying $600 more a year for your energy bill. He died, though, in 1998, but a couple weeks ago, investigators exhumed his body to collect a DNA sample. It was a match to evidence found at the crime scene more than 60 years ago. We're told about 60 hot air balloons are set to hit the skies tonight, but that is if the weather is on their side. Joining me now is Bob Martell. He's a hot air balloon pilot set to go up into the skies tonight. Bob, how is the weather looking?
The weather's looking fabulous.
It was a scene of mangled metal here at the intersection of Madison Avenue and Quayle Street. A witness told me that an unmarked police cruiser was speeding down Quayle Street towards this intersection, all while a marked police cruiser was speeding down Madison Avenue towards this intersection when they violently met in the middle. Drive down Crestwood Court in Albany and you might just miss it. A small, unassuming home tucked behind thick shrubs and overgrown hedges. To most, it's just another house on a quiet street, but to those who live here, it's a place shrouded in mystery. Neighbors say Franz and Teresia Krauss enjoyed a quiet life here until one day they were simply gone. No moving trucks, no goodbyes, just gone.
There was no oh, take care, or hey, could you help with the garden or anything like that. They were just gone.
For years, the couple's son Lawrence came and went, tending to the yard, collecting the mail. It looked like another home being kept up.
I asked him to his face and he said, oh, they're in Germany. I said, okay.
Taking care of their
yeah.
They were, so quiet and kept to themselves. We respected that, and then, your lives go on.
But investigators now say those walls were hiding an unimaginable secret. For years, no one had seen or heard from Franz and Teresia, but their Social Security benefits were still being spent, accounts still active. At one point, a distant relative asked police to check on the couple.
We had also gotten a call back in February of 2020 to check on their welfare. At that time, we had gotten information from a neighbor that they had moved away, moved out of the country. We had tried to contact the person that had called us, which was a distant relative that did not live in the area, and we're not able to contact that person, and we had no reason at that moment to find anything more suspicious at that time.
That is until this year. On May 21st, more than 5 years after that first welfare check, the Social Security Administration contacted Albany police to check on Franz and Teresia.
In May, I had Social Security show up to our house to ask questions about the neighbors. And he was quite surprised to hear that we hadn't seen them in around, I think I said 8 or 9 because I wasn't really sure of the timeline of it. And that's when I told him, I was like, between me and you, I was like, I think he did something to them, and I was like, I'm pretty sure they're in the backyard.
It was apparent that Mr. and Mrs. Cross were no longer at that house. That opened up a long investigation between the Albany Police Department, the Albany County District Attorney's Office, the Social Security Administration, and also our partnership with the New York State Police and several other federal agencies to start trying to figure out what was happening from both a financial background and where the Krauses were.
Then on September 23rd, after months of investigating, search warrants were executed at 6 Crestwood Court. At first, authorities said it was suspected financial crimes. Within hours, local, state, and federal agencies were at the home. Officers were seen scouring the property with cadaver dogs, investigators taking boxes upon boxes of evidence out of the house. Even an Albany Police Mobile Command Center was set up. It was clear there was more to this investigation than authorities were letting on. The next day, investigators were still at the home. This time, they brought an excavator. As investigators zeroed in on the back.
I was just leaving for work, and the detectives came into the backyard just to tell us to not let any press in the backyard.
Authorities have been very tight-lipped about what they're doing at this home on Crestwood Court here in Albany. You can see behind me that a command center has been set up right in front of the home. The heavy police presence here started yesterday with a search warrant. Officials say it's tied to suspected financial crimes, but officials have indicated to me that it could be something much bigger. Now, I've been here most of the day. I saw an excavator digging up the backyard. I also obtained video showing investigators appearing to have found something of great importance in the dirt. They were seen taking photos of what they unearthed, but they're not saying what it is. Just moments after this report aired, the coroner arrived on scene, confirming what many had feared. Authorities officially announced what they uncovered the next day.
Ultimately, yesterday, on the 24th, we did uncover human remains of 2 people in the backyard of 6 Crestwood Court.
The 2 bodies are believed to be Franz and Teresia Kraus. It was now the afternoon of September 25th, just minutes after Albany Police Chief Brendan Cox made those statements. A twist no one saw coming. CBS6 received an email. What unfolded next, even the police didn't see coming.